Number 2. A concept is not thinkable without its opposite. Duality treated as a unity. On the whole idea of concept, the polarity of concepts. A concept is not thinkable without its opposite. The concept stands apart from its opposite. No concept is effective without its opposite. On contrasting concepts, pairs of concepts, chaos, cosmos, disorder, order. There is no such thing as a concept in itself. Generally speaking, there are only pairs of concepts. What does above mean if there is no below? What does left mean if there is no right? What does behind mean if there is no in front? Every concept has its opposite, more or less in the manner of thesis, antithesis. The line between them is long or short according to the extent of the opposition. Very good, very bad, good, bad, less good, less bad. Neither good nor bad, or good as much as bad. The opposing positions are not fixed. They may slip past one another. Only one point is fixed, the central point in which the concepts lie dormant. Relatively fixed in relation to the central point are opposing points of equal intensity. Good and evil. Concept and counter-concept. Thus, I would supply a particle and then over and over again another particle, nothing more. For, of course, I know quite well that the good must always come first, but that it cannot live without the bad. In every individual, I would therefore order the relative weight of the two parts in such a way as to provide a certain degree of compatibility. Dualism is treated not as such, but in its unity, rest and unrest as the alternate elements in the painter's procedure. The creation of a definite movement and counter-movement from the center of a plane, the norm in the center. If the norm is acentric, it becomes isolated and non-normative. 1934, Fear, Oil on Burlap, the tension between rest and incipient motion as alternate elements in painting. The opposites may be combined or contrasted. The two intrinsically connected groups may be put side by side or one over the other. The characteristics of here and there are intensified by the contrast. The concept of artistic creation. The study of creation deals with the ways that lead to form. It is the study of form, but emphasizes the paths to form rather than the form itself. The word Gestaltung suggests as much. Theory of form, Formlehre, as it is usually called, does not stress the principles and paths. Theory of formation, Formungslehre, is too unusual. Moreover, Gestaltung, in its broader sense, clearly contains the idea of an underlying mobility and is therefore preferable. For another thing, Gestalt, over against form, means something more alive. Gestalt is a manner of speaking, a form with an undercurrent of living functions. A function made of functions, so to speak. The functions are purely spiritual. A need for expression underlies them. Every expression of function must be cogently grounded. Then there will be a close bond between beginning, middle, and end. They will be joined by necessity, and there will be room for nothing doubtful, since they fit so tightly. The power of creativity cannot be named. It remains mysterious to the end. But what does not shake us to our foundations is no mystery. We ourselves, down to the smallest part of us, are charged with this power. We cannot state its essence, but we can, in certain measure, move towards its source. In any case, we must reveal this power in its functions, just as it is revealed to us. Probably it is only a form of matter, but one that cannot be perceived by the same senses as the familiar kinds of matter. Still, it must make itself known through the familiar kinds of matter and function in union with them. Merged with matter, it must enter a real and living form. This freedom in nature's way of building form is a good school for the artist. It may produce in him the same profound freedom, and with it he can be relied on to develop freely his own paths to form. Genesis as formal movement is the essence of the work of art. In the beginning, the motif, the harnessing of energy, sperm. Work as form-making in the material sense, primordial feminine. Work as form-deciding sperm, primordial masculine. The choice of means should be undertaken with great restraint. This, more than profusion of means, makes for orderly intelligence. A note by Klee. Do not use material means, wood, metal, glass, but ideal, intangible means such as line, tone value, color. Material means, wood, metal, glass, etc. Massive use of material means is above all to be avoided here. Ideal means, line, tone, value, color. Ideal means are preferable. They are not free from matter. If they were, it would be impossible to write with them. When I write the word wine with ink, the ink does not play the primary role, but makes possible the permanent fixation of the concept wine. Thus, ink helps us to obtain permanent wine. The word and the picture, that is, word making and form building, are one and the same.